What's up, guys? We are back with episode 4
Number 4.
of Fix It or Forget It, where you send us your stories and we give you our take live right here.
Let's go. I'm Coach Bear.
I'm Coach Sid.
Let's get into it. All right, listen. Here is my story. I've been together with my husband for 14 years and married for 11 years. I discovered cheating 7 years ago. We did some counseling sessions, but I honestly wasn't satisfied at the end, and then came COVID. Then in March, I had the urge to become a detective, and the things I discovered was devastating. I feel like there are no greater detectives than women.
Oh, definitely.
Especially like when that urge comes in, that, oh, something is off. Like the tools that you guys have,
Yeah.
it's crazy work.
It is crazy. And I'm actually wondering, like, then in March, was that March of this year? And are you finding out things about 7 years ago?
Still today.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right. I discovered a relationship that lasted 4 months, which resulted in a child being born. And he was in the process of starting a new one. A new child or
A new relationship.
Okay, all right.
Please, not a new
All right, I will just...
Lord.
All right. Mind you, we are first-time parents with no additional support. So from the birth of our girls, I've been pleading for more support from him, which I did not receive. Yet he still finds time to be having multiple affairs. Dog, that's crazy work. So here I am, now faced with the choice of leaving this marriage and disrupting my baby's life, or staying with a man who clearly don't value his marriage and family. My babies are only 3 years old. I waited to start my family because I wanted certain things in place before I brought kids into the equation. My kids deserve to have a solid, happy home. I feel like if I stay in this marriage, I'm betraying myself as I am going against my core values and beliefs. On top of all of this, the affair partner is a very toxic individual whose only aim is to cause problems in any way that she can. They work in the same organization, but in different departments, so they don't see each other regularly. Listen. My take, I don't want. Okay, I'm not gonna get into it.
Finish
yet.
the story
Yeah,
first.
let me finish. My bad. I told my husband he is free to be in the child's life, but that child is not welcome in my home or around me, and that is my boundary. Oh, okay. He was...
Keep going.
All right. He was somewhat involved in the child's life before my discovery, but since then, the affair partner has made things very difficult. So now he only financially supports the child. Honestly, if I didn't have my girls, I would have been long gone. He says he is willing to do whatever it takes as he doesn't want to lose his family and marriage, but I have seen little to no effort, and at this point, I just don't know if I should even bother with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot.
So let's dig into it.
Let's dig. I think the thing like that was really getting me was discovered 7 years ago. Counseling sessions, wasn't satisfied, which is something that we see way too often as coaches.
Yes, quite often.
And we are believers in counseling. We're believers in outside help. Without counseling, we would not be where we are. What we have found, though, is that when it comes down to marriage recovery, specifically marriage recovery, especially after a form of betrayal has taken place, there are certain things that have to be done in that process in order for there to be healing, in order for there to be transformation. And if some of those things are not present, then you will leave that place feeling very unsatisfied, very unsettled. And that's not saying you have to come here, but you do need to go somewhere where they know exactly what you're dealing with so they can give you the proper tools for you to come out on the other side in a completely different, healthy space.
Yeah, it's not the same as any other space.
Not at all.
This is its own space. When betrayal happens, when infidelity happens in a marriage, completely different things have to be done in that situation. So yeah, we get a lot of people who have gone to therapy and gone to counseling and have been told some,
oh my God, the worst things that they've had to live with and sit with, and they have tried to implement and have destroyed themselves thinking that this is making progress, but ultimately is only allowed more darkness to thrive, because now we're not talking about the thing that the other person did, because it's keeping them in a constant cycle of having to remember what they did wrong. It's like, dog, you have, talk about what you did wrong, because you caused someone else this amount of hurt and damage. And if we don't talk about what you did, then we're never going to get to the root of it, and we're never going to get rid of it and heal properly. Like, we've heard the wildest things.
Yes. And see, but they're not wild in a different space.
But they should be.
Well, I mean,
they should be.
some of them are.
Yeah,
Some
like
of
it
them
should not
are
work
just
in
out of pocket.
any.
Yeah.
And we're on a tangent, but we 100% understand why you
Yes.
weren't satisfied,
Yes.
and we understand why you took the next steps that you took.
Mm-hmm.
That urge, again, we firmly believe that that's a Holy Spirit thing.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't allow you to continue to be in this cycle of
Mm-hmm.
darkness, of discomfort,
Yeah.
and there's things that are missing that you need to know about in order for you to move forward.
Yeah. And it really, like, I don't know if anyone who's not done this knows the impact that it has on you to first get the urge to go look
Mm-hmm.
and then to look
And to
and
find.
to find what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the impact that that has on you is just, as you said, absolutely devastating.
Yeah. And then for her to find a relationship that lasted 4 months. And I'm not going to lie, this part is a bit confusing, right? Because it says that there was cheating 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then you dug in. And so are you saying, my assumption is just going to be that what you dug in and found was that cheating from 7 years ago was a 4 month long relationship. And that relationship resulted in a child being born
Hmm.
that you were completely unaware of until this year. That's the only way that I can take that. And that is so extremely heavy that some of your questions about leaving, staying, wanting a stable home for the babies that you guys have, it's a very sensitive topic, but we need to be able to say, like, hey, there is no level of safety or stability in this space. And honestly, it
Yeah.
has not existed throughout the entirety of the marriage because it was built on lies.
Yeah. And I think that that does bring us to a question for you, is that he is saying that he'll do whatever it takes, but what has actually been done? Right? I know you said there hasn't really been any change, but have you guys talked about getting into coaching or counseling again? Like, what have we done intentionally to see that change could be possible? That's really important, because if nothing happens, nothing happens, right? If we're not intentional about that, nothing happens. And for a lot of people, I have discovered that for a lot of people, deciding to work it out, that's them moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, when they say I'm willing to do whatever it takes, they're saying I'm willing to stay and
Yeah.
not cheat.
And not cheat.
And that's it.
Yeah. And that's not enough.
Right.
That
But
is
they
not.
think it's enough.
Yeah. Which is really unfortunate. And that's why you need certain people to be able to tell you, like, hey,
Right.
that sounds good. It will not move the needle whatsoever.
Right.
Like, it's more damaging than it is helpful because now you've given false hope on top of the betrayal that you've already done. Right. It's nasty work. I think something that's really crazy in here, and like, we say this a lot, but let me read what you first put. So, from the birth of our girls, I've been pleading for more support from him, which I did not receive, yet he still finds time to be having multiple affairs.
Hmm.
Here's what we know without the shadow of a doubt. When there is anything else in the picture, when there is anyone else in the picture, you require 100%.
Yeah.
Your marriage requires 100%. But if your partner is entertaining anyone else and they say, hey, I'm giving you all I got, they're not lying. They are giving you all they have. It's just the reason that they don't have more is because they've given it to someone else.
Yeah.
And so if you require 100% and they've given 75% to you and 25% somewhere else, they don't have anything else to give, right? They had just need to take that 25% from that person that they gave it to and give it back to you so that you can be fulfilled, so they can focus here. But whenever they have an option, they
Yeah.
are never choosing the marriage. I don't care what they say. They've effectively chose the other option.
Yeah. Never fully.
Never fully.
And that's the thing, is that there's no middle, right? It's all in or it's nothing.
Can't exist. Can't exist with
Yeah.
other options within a marriage. And that's why the result will always be giving less, not being present, being exhausted. Oh, I can never please you. I can never give you what you
Mm-hmm.
want. Yes, you can. You
Yeah.
just need to give all of that effort to that one specific area. And stop talking to people outside of your marriage, because it's a dumb game that you're trying to play. And every time it ends like this, it's so rare that people are like, this is what I wanted. I'm
Mm-hmm.
so happy that now I don't have to live this life anymore.
Right.
It's always, dang, I messed up.
Yes, because it's the sin fog.
It's a sin fog and it's nasty work.
Yeah.
It's like you're
Not
just
real.
drunk on sin, dog. And it's like, This is nasty.
Another thing that we talked about in the last episode, she says, on top of all this, the affair partner is a very toxic individual whose aim is to cause problems. We talked about this last episode.
Mm-hmm.
When someone starts an affair, there's no vetting who that person, right? We have no idea what they're going to do when they get hurt. Who knows what the situation was with them and what he was telling her? Like, when you hurt people, there is no telling how they will react. And that's really the unfortunate truth of affairs. I do think that we need to get into not being able to bring the child around.
And you're not gonna like this part. You not gonna like this part, and we just want to go ahead and give you that disclaimer right now. We're very big on giving realistic expectations, and I want to
Yes.
give you a very realistic expectation that you are not going to like the next thing that we have to say on this specific subject about him being in that child's life, but that child not being welcome in your home.
Yeah. It does not work.
Doesn't work.
It does not work. You guys are one, or you are meant to be one. His child is your child. You cannot say that about your child not being able to be around you. It is, unfortunately, out of order. And we completely understand the thought, right? We understand the thought. We understand that being a boundary, which it's not technically a boundary, but we understand that being a boundary because it is hurtful. It is a reminder of what has happened every single time you look at that child. But staying in that marriage, knowing that that child exists, is the risk that you take doing that. And that's one of the things, like, when a child is involved, it is a million times more complex because this is the situation.
Yep.
Because this is what you're signing on for.
100%. And that's why it's so important that you don't rush into your decision. Like, you have discovered this, and now you have accepted this, and now you are living in this, but you are not at all okay with this.
Yeah.
And it is showing in the way that you have decided to treat this child, right? And this is not even me saying, like, oh, how dare you, or you're evil, or any of those things. Your reaction is very natural, right? But because that's what your natural reaction is now, you are not in a position to make the decision to stay.
Yeah. And it may not be something that changes. It might not be something that requires time for you. It could just be, if this is what I have to do, right? And you're taking what we're saying, if that child has to be my child, then I can't be in this marriage.
That's very important to understand. For me, I can't do it. And like, I know a lot of what we're talking about a lot of the time is, what is the other person doing? What is the other person saying? How are they showing up? As much as he has a part to play in this one, I think a lot of this is on you, right? To make a decision on what you're willing to do, because you also need to know, like, the decision that you make, what comes with it.
Yeah.
You staying, which is what you have decided to do, right? It cannot work with that child now being left in the wind. It cannot. And there's a weight and there's a heaviness to that I don't even necessarily want you to have to carry. But if you are saying, I'm here, I want him to change, him to improve, that's where your change comes in.
And this is something that we know, like, this is a very intimate thing for us. We relate to this very well. It is something that we have dealt with, and it is something that I rushed past because I thought that I would be okay with it. And I will say that I had no idea how not okay with it I was. You do know how not okay you are with it. And I think that that is probably going to be the biggest factor in your decision.
Yeah. I think the other part that makes this extremely complicated is that they still work in the same area.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I will say it, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am on the extreme spectrum when it comes to coaches. And maybe that's not true.
Yeah.
I don't think I should say that I'm on the extreme spectrum. I think that I am on the proper side of the spectrum when it comes down to recovery of a marriage.
Oh, yeah.
After betrayal, there are certain things that I don't believe should exist anymore. And what I have always found is that oftentimes the things that we feel like matter the most don't matter at all when we're on the verge of losing our family.
Mm-hmm.
And so if that means that I can no longer work that career where I'm working at in order to save my home, then whoop de doo, I can't work there no
These
more.
jobs ain't that important.
Not that, like,
These jobs are not that
end of the
important.
day, it gotta go. And trusting that God will provide something better and something new that will sustain us,
Mm-hmm.
because what God wants to happen is for your family to
Yeah,
thrive. That is your first
100%.
ministry. I can't work there anymore because every time I leave this house, my spouse is uncomfortable.
Yep.
We don't have to work in the same division, but we're in the same organization. I have so much time to interact with this person to maybe just brush past
Yeah,
them.
I know.
There's too much discomfort. There's too many unknowns. And when you're going to work on recovery, there's certain things that you need to take as an easy win. Changing your phone number, right?
Yes.
Changing social media, things like that. Changing your job is not necessarily an easy win, but it is one that you have control over.
Right.
So you have to take advantage of that. For you to say like there are things that you've asked for, but you have seen little to no effort, this is not something that's high on his priority list.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not high on his priority list, this doesn't work.
Now, it could be a situation of not knowing how to implement certain things, and that's where help could come in. But where help can't come in is not being ready. No one can help with that. Implementation, navigating, we can do that. We can work with that. Not wanting it, not being willing to put in the work, no one can work with that.
So on this segment of fix it or forget it, forget that thing.
Is that forget it? I'm not going to say forget it. I mean, okay, I say forget it if you don't think that you can deal with a child being in your life, then forget it. But if that's something that you feel like you can overcome and you guys are both willing to work on it and work towards a healthy space, then fix it.
All right.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I mean, because I hear you.
Uh-huh.
I hear you, but very, like, what has been displayed. And again, like, yes, a lot of this has to do with her and if she is going to be able to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
She has stated that she is not. So I don't need to put an if there. He has
Well,
also shown
she
that he
probably
is
didn't
not.
know.
She didn't know what?
She didn't know that was not okay.
She didn't know that that was not okay?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay.
Right? Just answer us in the comments.
Yeah, and so the other thing is, I don't know that it's really okay to put that in other people's hands, because I think that a lot of people naturally that'll be the inclination. They're like, nah, get that out of here. Like, I want no parts. And it's hard to tell somebody that you're wrong for that type of thinking,
Yeah.
right?
No, you're
Because
not wrong for it.
naturally, yeah, like that is the natural reaction.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't work
Right.
if your goal is marriage recovery.
Mm-hmm.
If your goal is to have a happy family that thrives, because that child is now your family.
Yeah.
And that's just a really tough reality. And honestly, I hate that for you. I hate that that is something that you will have to make a decision on,
Yeah.
because that was not something that you should have ever even had to carry. So I'm one of them coaches that really feel like if you break it, you're the one that has the most of the responsibility to fix it.
That's
And
for sure.
he's not like, this is not something that he's done counseling before. He's familiar with the process of investing effort in conversation. At least I would assume. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't
I
know what their
don't know
counselor
that.
said, but like, come see us.
Yeah.
Why do people keep playing? It's us. We're the ones that you come talk to whenever there's a breach of trust, when you're looking for marriage recovery, when your relationship is on the rocks. It's us.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
It is.
Like, what you need, the things that you need to talk about, the issues that you're having, the clarity that it seems like it's missing. Shameless plug. Go to shiftitsite.com. Lock in, because what you will
For
come out
real.
with is transformation.
100%.
On this segment of Fix It or Forget It, I said forget it. And I'm going to rock by that until there's been change, because words don't mean nothing until you see some intentional effort behind those words. Let it go.
Yeah. I'm gonna agree. If I'm going based on what you said, I say forget it too.
All right, y'all. That's episode 4. For those of you guys who have your own stories, who have your own experiences, and y'all say, hey, listen, I don't know if I'm going to a session, but I want to hear it talked about. Go ahead and send your story to stories@shiftedsight.com, and we're going to dig into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Coach Bear.
I'm Coach Sid.
We are Shifted Sight. Marriage takes effort,
So
so
put
put it
it
in.
in.